I'm worried about the practical applications of this bill. Would this bill require schools to open up a junior high school women's locker room to a boy who identifies as a girl?
Yes, it would.
Would this bill prohibit, and they would dress together? Would it prohibit them from dressing together?
No.
Would this bill prohibit the boy with gender dysphoria from exposing his penis to the girls?
I'm sorry, would it prohibit that?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Would this bill prohibit the girls from exposing their genitalia to the boy who identifies as a girl?
I don't believe the bill addresses genitalia.
Well, does it prohibit them from dressing together?
No,
Okay. Would this bill prohibit them from showering together?
no.
Okay.
Ms. Shire, in your judgment, what are the risks to young girls and to young women if this bill is passed?
Well, it will end women's sports, and all those girls who dreamed of going out of the team will take a look at the risks to their health, to their body, to their safety, and the incredibly long shot of ever succeeding, and they won't bother.
So, Ms. Shire, tell this committee and tell America how it will end women's sports. You know, as I said that, my friend Chairman Durbin glared over and disagreed, and no doubt viewed that as partisan hyperbole. So let me ask you as an expert, why would this bill end women's sports?
We'll take the sport of deadlifting, Olympic deadlifting. So the record for the male in deadlifting is about 1,100 pounds he can lift. The record for the female, this is the best female deadlifter in the world, the greatest record is around 600 pounds. So you see how many athletes you're eliminating. It means that the fastest girl runner never makes it to the Olympics. She never makes it to the team. In the state of Connecticut, 13 out of 14 championships of titles in 2019 were taken by just 2 high school boys, biological boys.
So pause and reflect. I mean, that stat is amazing. You just told this committee in Connecticut, 13 out of 14 titles in girls' sports and track were taken by 2 biological boys, which means biological girls, their sports are eliminated.
Yes, and those biological boys who had competed in the past on boys' teams had no standout achievements on their on the boys' teams.
You know, I have to say, as the father of 2 young girls, that girls' sports has had a profound impact in their lives. Our youngest girl, Catherine, plays softball every Sunday. I'm out on the softball field with her at practice. And the discipline, the teamwork, the camaraderie, the competitiveness that girls' sports teaches is effectively destroyed from this bill.
Women's sports. Would this bill require all women's sports programs to make biological women compete against biological males with gender dysphoria?
They wouldn't have to have gender dysphoria. Anyone who says they're a girl at any time under this bill, they don't have to be transgender identified. They don't have to have gender dysphoria.
I'm getting there, okay? Let me ask you again, would this bill require women's sports programs to make women compete against men who have gender dysphoria, who identify as a woman?
Yes, anyone who identifies as a woman.
Okay. Would the man who identifies as a woman be required to take chemicals to block his masculinity?
No.
So he could just show up and say, "I want to compete. I'm a male, but I identify as a female."
Yes, that's correct.
And who determines who's transgender in a situation like that?
It's self-identification. So effectively, if he says he's a woman, he's a woman.
Okay. If I'm a parent of a transgender child, and I decline to have my child, a minor, take sex-changing hormones or chemicals or undergo sex change surgery. How would this bill impact my rights as a parent?
I don't know how it necessarily will, but it would seem that it will make it harder for parents to exercise their own judgment whenever a child says they have gender dysphoria. It would be I think that there will be more danger of coming under pressure and the possibility of losing custody.
Okay. How many sexes do you think there are?
How many sexes?
How many
Well, there's a
genders?
difference between sex and gender identity, if that's what you're getting
No,
at.
I'm asking biological sexes. How many do you think there are?
Well, I would defer to the medical practitioners, but I think there's been studies showing that if you're talking about sex, sex is defined by many different characteristics, including chromosomes.
Are there more than are there more than two?
You could make that argument that there might be
Are
more
you
than
making
two
that
because they're
argument?
individual.
But are you
Well,
making?
Senator, I can't ignore the fact that there are individuals who are intersex, and so
I'm just trying to.
It's not
I'm
binary.
running out of time. Are there more than two sexes, in your opinion?
It's not limited to two.
Okay. That's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
How'd you guys get comfortable? I'm especially honored to share the stage with Brittany and Jordan and Nathan and Margaret Catherine. I love those barrettes in her hair, man. I tell you what, and look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed.